I can't get a job, can't get a car, can't get a place. What is going on? I was fed the fuck up. Shoot, I didn't even know I was gonna end up staying. So you guys are probably wondering, how the hell did I end up in Las Vegas, Nevada, out of all places? So everybody and their mama want to know, why did I pack up and move to a whole different state? Packed up me and my children's suitcases and moved across the world. It is possible to leave your hometown. Hey everyone, it's your girl Keda and I'm back with a new video. In today's video, I'm going to be getting straight to it. I packed up all of me and my children things and moved to a whole different state. A lot of people wanted to know how I did it, why I did it, and why did I choose Las Vegas, Nevada. If you're new to my channel, make sure you are subscribed. Consider yourself a new home here. I'm just gonna pretty much get straight into everything. So as of right now, I'm in a whole new city. I've made my 1-year mark and I didn't want to make a video until I passed my 1-year mark. So a lot of people wanted to know, girl, like, why did you move to Las Vegas? What made you move to Las Vegas? How did you do it? What motivated you? Back in 2023, your girl was going through a lot. Honestly, I just felt like it was my time to just branch off, start over, and just see how it turned out. I visited Las Vegas, Nevada, I want to say my 31st birthday. This was during the pandemic. So like when I came here to visit, I was like, this is it. I want to move here. I can see me and my kids here. That was back in 2020. That is when we had COVID, we were on lockdown. It was my first time in Las Vegas. I was like, oh my God, I want to move here so bad. You know, when you travel somewhere, you just want to move to that place. Like you start looking up houses and apartments and jobs and stuff. That's exactly what I was doing because my mind was set that I wanted to live here. Fast forward, after my birthday, I came back in March and I took a little mini vacation then. That is when I knew around that time that I was going to start doing apartment hunting and just overall get a feel of Nevada and really see if this was going to be home for me and my kids. Now, although I did have family here, I really didn't know what I was getting myself into. Kind of one of those things like, well, at least I'm not going to be alone. So when I came in March, I looked at some apartments, I looked at some houses, and I was like, you know what, I can really see myself here. But then 2021 kind of took a turn for your girl. So 2021 was not one of the best years for me, and all of those dreams and aspirations of living in Nevada kind of went out the door. So now we're fast forwarding all the way to 2022. 2022, I lost my job of 5 years, I want to say. Company went out of business and I was just not really expecting that, although I knew it was my time to branch off and find a new job. Around that time when I lost my job, I also lost my car. My car was in an accident, it got totaled out, and it just was a lot going on around that time. My lease was up, I didn't know what I was gonna do, and being as I was in a job for 5 years, hopping back out there, I did not know it was so hard to get back in the work field, especially for the type of work that I was doing. So as years was going by, I believe a year passed, I still was unable to find a job, y'all. People were getting lucky finding jobs and I was just still stuck. Like, I don't know what was going on, but I just could not land a job. And then I was just like hooking up my resume, twisting things around, and just trying to land a job, and it just was not working out for me. Once I did get a vehicle, I started Instacarting, and that's just how I made my money. I was like, well, at least I can work for myself, and I made my money. So at that time, I just wasn't really thinking about moving to a whole different state. I was stressed, but I just was not thinking about moving to a whole new state at that time. Things was just not working out for me, and so around June, I had a long talk with my cousin. And I just wasn't seeing things through. I wasn't seeing things eye to eye. Still wasn't able to get a reliable job. I just was questioning like my life. I was just like, this is not what I want. This is not what I want for my children. Like, if it's not working here, then something has to give. The cars and stuff is material things. They're replaceable. But when you have worked so hard for those things, it's kind of like, damn, why did this have to happen to me? You know, you got to be real about it. Like, okay, yes, it can be replaced. But at the same time, it's like, you gotta go through the loops and stuff just to get you another car. And baby, I ain't had the money for another car. The apartments in Silver Spring were super high at that time. Well, I don't know why the hell I came back to Silver Spring. And I'm just like, what is going on? Like, God, what are you trying to tell me? Like, what are you, I can't get a job, can't get a car, can't get a place. Like, what is going on? Only a selected few knew that I was leaving, but they didn't know I was staying. shoot, I didn't even know I was gonna end up staying. It was just one of those things where I had to have an honest conversation with myself and just took a leap of faith. I really took a leap of faith and didn't look back. Once I had those conversations with people, because I just needed some reassurance. I don't have my mom, my dad, we're not close, and so I had talked with close family, and you know, they pretty much was like, girl, you gotta do what you gotta do. You would never know until you actually do it. At the time, I just kept thinking about my close ones, which was my sister, my nephew, and my brother. I was thinking about them more so because they all the family I really have, you know. So I really just didn't want to just up and leave like that, but I knew I had to do what would work for me and my children at the time. So I packed up all of our suitcases. After I had that phone call, tickets were booked, and I'm just going to test the waters, just to see if I like it, because I have nothing to depend on. Like, I can go and come back, and it was still summertime, kids were not in school, so I was like, if I don't like it out there, I can just come back home and hopefully it'll work out. I went out there with intentions of, I need money, so I'm gonna apply for a job. In that month of June, I was applying for jobs. I had job interviews lined up in Nevada, and a part of me was just like, damn, I landed almost 10 job interviews within a matter of a week. I'm not kidding. Mind you, I've applied to tons of jobs in Maryland, and none of the motherfuckers called me back, okay? Same field and everything. I mean, I did have one job lined up, but my old supervisor, she hit me at the wrong timing. Like, my ticket was already booked, so it was kind of like, it's just God telling me, like, God testing me, like, take this job and stay and struggle, or take the job out in a whole new city and try and see if it's gonna work out for you. So I had to respectfully decline the job. So I had about 10 jobs. I had like 5 interviews lined up. Did a couple phone interviews. The job that I'm working at right now, I had a phone interview within a week of applying. They liked me. I just went with it. I was like, I need a job while I'm out there to make some money so we can enjoy our vacation. So fast forward into July, a lot of things turned left that day. So booked our flights as what we thought. One flight was not booked, and I have $500 left to my name in my account. Something got in a mix of my daughter's ticket, and they were saying that the ticket was never booked and that we have to book her a last minute flight, and you know, last minute flights are not cheap. I had to literally spend $300 on a flight. We wasted so much time at the airport that we ended up missing all the flights to Las Vegas that day, and we had to stay in a hotel. Now, the hotel was comp, however, we had to pay incidental fees. Money is just adding up at this point. So I'm just thinking to myself, like, is this a test? Like, is God telling me something? Like, what is going on? Like, how can this happen at this timing? So we had to do what we had to do. We still pursued, bought the ticket, we got our hotel with our food voucher, booked the next flight for the next morning. Y'all, during that whole flight, I was just thinking all good things, positivity. I lost my wallet. My wallet had, and I know this is stupid, my wallet had me and my children's social security cards, my ID, mind you, I need that for my new job, my card, my whole life was in there. Wallet's gone, don't know where it went. I think I threw it in like one of our food bags because I was rushing through TSA and all of that. I might have threw the food bag in the trash, but either way, the damn wallet was gone. That right there was, for me, I could have took it wrong in so many ways, but I also looked at it as a test. I didn't think too negative about it. I just kind of was like, you know what? The devil is busy and he's not gonna get me, because we're just gonna keep this thing going. We're gonna keep this thing going. All right, so boom, we finally made it to Vegas with the lost wallet. Been searching the entire airport, had them dig through the trash. The wallet was gone, but I didn't let that get to me. I didn't let it let my spirits down. However, I had to start all over from scratch. Now, how did I plan my move? To be honest, girl, I had no plan. I had no backup plan. The backup plan is, if it don't work out, I'm moving back home. However, when I came here, like I said, I had my suitcase, I had my job lined up, and I had help as far as my kid's grandmother. So if you're looking to move to a new state, make sure you have at least stable income. and somewhere to lay your head at the end of the day, because you want to make sure that you at least have some stability when you're relocating to a new area. Majority of the time people have a savings account because they might not find a job when they move straight off back. You're always going to have naysayers in your ear, negative people in your ear, and then you're also going to have some positive people that are going to have your best interest in things. But at the end of the day, girl, it's your life. You got to do what's best for you, and if you have children, you got to do what's best for them as well. Now, had I not left, I would have been like, what if I would have just stayed home and struggled and just been depressed and just trying to make ends meet, I probably would have lost myself entirely. Honestly, I was fed up. I was fed the fuck up with Maryland. I could not do it anymore. They took everything I had in me, and it was just like, girl, it's time to go. And when it's time to go and your calling is time to go, you need to look at those signs and take it seriously, because sometimes that is your wake-up call that you don't want to miss. I say, if it don't work out, you can always move back. I've learned that you have to stop declining things and stop overthinking things in order to pursue and succeed in life. It is so much more to life than living in your hometown. Now, I'm not knocking hometowns, because home will always be home. You will never know how much you can grow until you actually leave. You can't really branch off to what you want. It's just so many things that come into aspect where people are so scared because they're so stuck. Our minds play a big toll on us when it comes to overthinking. I know for me, I'm an overthinker, and at the time, yes, I was overthinking. Like, girl, what are you doing? Like, you're moving to a whole new state. This is not somewhere that's 3 hours up the road, a 2-hour plane flight. This is literally a whole different side of the coast. I'm on the West Coast. I didn't. I just went with my gut, went with faith, and just was like, I'm out of here. Now, don't get me wrong. Like, it was some times where I just felt like, okay, I need to go back home. Home is always going to be there. If I go back home, what is there for me besides my friends and family that is going to make me succeed and do better than I'm doing now? Now, the reason why I chose Las Vegas, because a lot of people always ask me that. They're like, why not Houston? Why not Miami? Why not parts of Florida or Atlanta? And to be honest with you, like I mentioned, I have family here, so it makes it really convenient to not just be alone. And also, it's affordable to live here. Like, I didn't want to live somewhere where I know it's going to be expensive. I'm trying to make my position a lot better, so I wanted to live somewhere where it was really affordable, jobs available, just easy to get back on your feet. And Nevada, honestly, was a stepping stone for me. Like, it really elevated a lot of things for me. Not only did it help me mentally, but it also helped me physically. I lost a lot of weight. When I came to Nevada, I was a whooping 197-ish, 195-ish, and I'm like 180. I'm able to think things clearly. Like, I just have a peace of mind. When people think of Nevada, of course you're gonna think of Sin City, because yes, it is still Sin City, although it is Nevada. Nevada has other cities, and a lot of these cities in Nevada are beautiful. They're really good cities to live in, family oriented and all of that. But this is just a stepping stone. Like, you have to crawl before you walk. So I say this to say that you are the one that has to go through the things that you go through, whether it's, you know, your job, your career, your finances, whether it's relationship, whether it's your kids, family. At the end of the day, you got to make those right decisions. You got to make those right choices fast, because by the time you look over your shoulder, it's next year, it's 2 years down the line, and you're still doing the same thing. So I knew I want to change, because I kept doing repetitive things and I felt like I wasn't elevating. So when I was at home, I could not focus on YouTube. I couldn't focus on my passion because I was so focused on trying to live. I was just going through so much back home that to the point I was depressed. The bills overflow, and people always be like, oh, you can just work extra hard, you can do this, you can have a side hustle. Yeah, you can, but you still gonna be trying to catch up on paying bills. I just could not catch a break. You can't always run from your problems, but Maryland always causes fucking problems. Nevada is not 100% perfect. Who's to say that it might not work out next year, or it might work out next year? You know what I'm saying? But I would never know if I never left. So I'm here to say that yes, it's working really, really good in my favor. I'm able to elevate. I'm able to do what I want to do. I'm able to focus on my business. I'm able to just do me and take care of my kids and be the best mother and best version of myself. And I'm able to show up for myself, and I love that, because I just couldn't do it at home. Home will always be home, and I do have my moments. Now, let's be real, like, I miss my friends, I miss my sisters to death, but I can FaceTime, I can call, I can go visit from time to time. A lot of people was telling me like, oh, you should have moved this Sin City, woo woo woo. But if you have never been to Vegas, you can't say that, because there's other cities in Vegas and a lot of people don't do their research. I sometimes educate people like, did you know it's this location, is that area, is, you know, you can move over here, they got land over here. And they're like, oh really? I'm like, yeah. Now granted, Vegas got their issues, but that's anywhere you live. No matter where you're going in the world, you're gonna have issues, and it's up to you as a person if you want to involve yourself or not. If you're looking to relocate, number one, always do your research. Google is your best friend, TikTok is your best friend. Make sure you ask around, just educate yourself. The weather, the schools, jobs, pay, apartments, state taxes, you know, things that you want to know, crime, all of that really matters. I recommend when you relocate, you always have a plan, and whether it's you trying to elevate, whether it's want to change the scenery, whether it's you trying to change career paths, or just overall do better as a person, make sure you have that plan. You want to make sure that you have some type of savings in your account. Now me, I came here with $500 to my name and I ended up having to spend that, but I ended up having help. You just want to make sure you have some type of backup money just in case some shit don't fall through, because you're gonna have to get gas, you're gonna have to eat, you're gonna have to do all these other things to live every day. No right time is the right time to just up and leave, but just be smart about it. Like, you have to really think things through. And I always say at least $500 in your account besides your plane ticket. Like, have some money in your account. When is the right time to do it? To be honest with you, no right time is the right time to do it. A lot of people be like, oh, I'm gonna do it 3 years from now, I'm gonna write it on my goals list. To be honest with you, that shit did not work with me. Like, it was always on my goals list. However, like, I would see it, but it was just not getting done. Like, I wasn't taking the steps until I actually got in that position, and I was like, oh shit, I have to do it now. I have to do this. This is what worked for me. Everybody is not the same, but I just went. I had what I had, I took what I had, made sure I had some backup money, and just left. No right time is the right time. And if you keep on waiting, I promise you, like, your life is gonna pass you by. People always be like, oh, you living your life, you doing this, I wanna do this, how did you do this? Just do it. Just do it. Like, literally, what's holding you back from doing what you want to do? And a lot of people, they like to use their kids as an excuse. If you have kids that are like in sports and looking for better opportunities for your children, yes, you do live by your children. However, if you need to take your children out of certain situations, then you need to do that. You got to do that. Only you make that move. Like, there's no other way to say it. And honestly, I'm glad I got my children out of that situation. It was a lot of toxic shit going on, and I just didn't want to be around it. And being around certain people, it was just not peaceful. So I needed to remove me and my children from that. So it's just certain situations you just be like, you know what, it's time to go. So only you as a person know when it's the right time. At the end of the day, it's your life. You know what's right and you know what's wrong. Also recommend always having a job lined up just in case, so you can have something to fall back on. Do your interviews while you're at home. Even if it's a job that you don't see yourself working for a whole year, just give yourself that option to have something stable, so when you do try to apply for a place, you have proof that you have income coming in. Now, I'm not perfect, I'm no perfectionist when it comes to knowing what's the right steps or what to take. I always get DMs like, girl, how did you do it? I just moved off faith. And if you don't have faith, you really don't have nothing. You have to believe in yourself. You have to believe that it works. It's like a manifestation thing, like speak it into existence. I've seen people all over TikTok get up and leave, pack their shit and move to a whole different country. They're not even in the States, they in a whole different country. My friend moved to a whole different country. That right there was inspiring. And you also have to have the mindset that is positive. I know I can do this. I know I'm gonna do this. You have to surround yourself with like-minded people, because when you have people that are like, girl, it ain't gonna work out for you, like, don't do that. What if this happens? What if that happens? Yeah, it can happen, but what if it don't happen? So that's another thing, like, surround yourself around like-minded people, people that want to elevate. And if it don't work out, girl, move the fuck back home. But I'm not moving back home no time soon. Like, I really did that. Like, I did that, and I can stamp on that. I did that. I can't hear you for the haters in the back. What was that? Oh, Okay, yeah, because I did that. You know what you want as a person. You know what you want to do in order to better your life. So you have to have faith at the end of the day. If you have no faith, you have nothing. Now, it's gonna get hard. It is not easy. When I first came over here, I was fucking going through it. I don't have a dollar to my name. I'm waiting, I'm itching for my next paycheck. When I got approved for my place, I'm like, oh my God, I gotta pay a deposit. But they make it so easy for you over here. Like, my deposit wasn't even that high. It'll work out in your favor if you allow it to. Some people don't even allow things to happen because they're afraid of what might the outcome be. You will never know unless you do it. It's okay to put a pause on things. Certain things are not supposed to happen at certain times. That's pretty much it. That's all I have for you guys. A lot of people wanted to know. That is my answer. I pretty much left off of faith, and because things just wasn't working out back home, and I always wanted to just move into another state, just see how things is. This may not be my final home. Things are not always 100%, and you just have to move off faith and trusting what your plan is and what you want to do to elevate and what you want for your children and, you know, your future. I really hope this video inspired you guys to just pretty much hop out there. Don't wait on nobody. Don't wait on that man. Don't wait on what your family have to say. Don't wait on an answer from nobody. You have to, at the end of the day, make that decision for yourself. It is very scary, but you'll get through it. If I can get through it, you'll get through it. Like, even when I started my job, I was so nervous. Like, I'm like, oh my God, I don't know nobody here. To this day, I have no friends here. My anxiety is in a way, like, I'm not ready to hop out there and meet friends because I'm still working on myself, but when the time is right, I'm definitely gonna go on this friends group. It's called Black Girl Mixer. They do events every month, and I've been socializing with like my brother, going to his events. He's a big DJ out here, and you know, he has a girlfriend and she's cool, but I have like no genuine friends out here as yet. So I'm looking forward to that, and I've met a couple people. You just gotta get your feet wet, and it's okay to be by yourself. I love my peace. I love being by myself. I love being in my home by myself. I love drinking my wine by myself. Like, I just needed that peace of mind. And being as though it's 1 year in, I'm so excited to see what the next year has in store for me and my children. That is pretty much it, you guys. I really hope you guys enjoyed this video. Definitely comment below if you're planning on moving to a new city and what inspires you to. And I really hope this video inspires anyone to just go ahead and take a leap of faith. And thank you guys so much for watching. I will see you guys in my next video. Bye.